Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girl Talk. It is Saturday. I'm not going to say the date because I don't remember it, but I would have if I thought about it before. It's Saturday, Girl Talk Day. I'm so excited. My name is Kirsten Blaylock. I'm your host, and like always, we have a fantastic show for you today. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're doing a women's roundup on all things sports, and then Lexi's going to give you her top 5, so don't go anywhere because Girl Talk starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And in this segment, we are going to be talking about the Steelers with some of our biggest Steelers fans, Jared Fox and
Emily Watrobsky.
Woo!
Yay, everybody clap. I love when they do what I say. How are you guys doing today?
I'm great. I mean, we had a great week this week, so
Are
after
you
bye week,
so excited?
I am so excited.
This is your Girl Talk debut, right?
It is.
Ooh!
Both of us.
My
Yeah,
favorite.
both of
us.
Both of y'all.
Both
Yeah.
of them.
I'm more excited about a girl, though.
That's fine.
We've had more men on air.
No, it's true. I
No,
agree.
yeah.
More
right.
women on Girl Talk
100%.
is good.
Glad you guys are here. So excited. Let's get into it.
You guys each picked a player. Jared, we're going to go to you. You picked Troy Polamalu.
There you go.
Yeah!
You got it. You
yes.
got it.
You guys know I'm bad at the names. Anyways, well, he ended his career as an 8-time Pro Bowler, a 4-time All-Pro selection, recording 32 career interceptions. I mean, he has done a lot for this team.
Yeah.
And not only that, I mean, he was on the Steelers for 12 years as a safety. And that's the only team he played for. He was only on the Steelers for 12 years, which I think is pretty cool because I feel like a lot of players, go to other teams and everything. But he stayed put and had a great career there. I mean, when he retired, he got the first ballot Hall of Famer, which, if you don't know, is when you retire, 5 years later, you're eligible for it. And he got it in his first year of eligibility. So, Jared, I mean, what do you think of him?
He's an all-time great. I mean, there's no better safety in the NFL of all time. I mean, honestly, he's better than Ed Reed. He's better than Brian Dawkins. All these legendary safeties, he's the best. And that's not a hot take. You can ask anybody, especially Emily. So
I feel like there's bias there, but I mean, I'm not going to argue.
Not at all.
Completely
Some
unbiased.
shady
Unbiased.
glances
completely
over.
unbiased. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know ball.
I also
Troy
think
Polamalu's the best.
that he might have the best hair I've ever seen ever. It
Mhm.
just looks so healthy.
And that's why he
Healthier than
was
mine.
the Head and Shoulders spokesperson. Come on.
That's
I
Was
mean,
he
Oh, is
actually?
he really?
yes, he
That's
still is.
That's funny.
hilarious.
Yes,
As he should be. I mean, with that hair.
you have to.
I
I mean, it's just
mean-
good marketing. So.
Okay, rolling right into Emily's pick, somebody who is currently on the team,
Yes.
somebody who is making big news for this past week of Steelers football. We've got George Pickens.
Oh, yeah.
So
My
this past
boy.
week, for anybody who didn't hear about it, didn't watch the game, didn't do any of it, the Ravens played against the Steelers, and in like the last few minutes, George Pickens made a game-winning touchdown. And Emily, I'm gonna throw this one to you because he was your pick, he's your fave. How did that make you feel hearing about it, knowing that he's such like a favorite of yours, and then like having him make this big news and being like, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, so I didn't watch the game personally, but like I was at work. I have an excuse. But, like, it's only his second season with the Steelers, and he's already, like, making all these moves. He's being the player that we need to see on the Steelers offense. And seeing him win that game for us against our conference rivals was really great to see, and I was very excited for the team and him. It's good for him.
Yeah, shout out to Kenny Pickett's absolute dime pass of 41 yards. That because the Steelers were down 7 points, and it was close. It was coming to the end of the game, and then it ended up being 14-10 after that, and then they ended the game at 17-10, which
Jared,
low
were you
scoring,
nervous?
but
Was I nervous?
In that last little.
Absolutely not.
No?
Lamar Jackson stinks against the Steelers, especially.
Yeah.
So he's actually Lamar Jackson is 1-4 against the Steelers all time.
Ooh.
He cannot play against us, so I was never nervous coming into this game. I
Nope.
knew we were gonna win.
feet kicked up, popcorn. You were like, I am chilling. I do not
He's
care.
kicking his feet. All right.
Well, since it's the Steelers seem to not be able to put up more than 25 points a game. I mean, do you guys ever think they will throughout this season?
No. Matt Canada
Oh.
sucks. He's terrible.
All
He's the
right. Well,
worst.
then let's roll into
Matt
the offense
Canada.
talk.
You guys
Yeah.
love Matt Canada, right? He's your favorite.
He's the worst thing to ever happen to Earth. He's
To
the
Earth.
worst.
Do y'all
Yeah.
do you guys think he should be fired?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the fact that, like, the Steelers they keep it, what's the word? I don't know. I'm blanking.
They keep
But,
it
like,
live.
Yeah. Like, we've only had 3 head coaches in all of Steelers history. So, like, I understand they want to keep
wow.
it consistent and have a solid staff. But, I mean, if someone's not doing their job, they're not pulling their weight, what's the point?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Dead weight.
Just a waste of space.
right.
Exactly.
Get lost.
So, okay,
He should.
Jared, I'm going to throw you this question because I know we joked about it. You now have the job as the Steelers offensive coordinator. What are you going to do in this bye week that's going to bring your team back?
First thing I'm doing is I'm giving Jalen Warren more play time. Najee Harris is just a shell of himself. He's slow. He's probably the slowest running back in the NFL.
That
He's just terrible.
hurt.
I'm sorry, but it's true. And
he's not on my fantasy team
so
anymore,
that would
but-
be priority number 1 is giving Jalen Warren more play time. And then we're also supposed to get Deontay Johnson back and possibly Pat Freiermuth after the bye. So if we get both of them back, we need to give them both more reps
yeah.
and see how they're coming back. That'd be priority number 1. But yeah, I definitely think I would do better than Matt Canada. I think anybody
think
in
so?
studio would do
Do you
better
think
than
I
him.
could do better?
Yes, I legitimately do.
That's interesting.
Emily's got it. Emily's
Easy.
got
Emily's
it.
got it,
Put me on the
easy.
field. Like,
Put me in.
yeah.
Give me a helmet and
jersey.
pads. I'm
I'm
in.
in.
Literally.
Okay,
I
so
got
we
the
touched
jersey.
quickly on offense. I do also want to touch quickly on defense because the Steelers are kind of known for having a season where they had quite the legendary defense. In both 2008 and 2010, they were putting up some pretty big records. In 2008, they were number 1 in allowed points
allowed, yeah.
and yards allowed. And this year, they're not.
Yeah.
So what, because as somebody who has the Steelers defense on their fantasy team, what do they need to do to bring it back?
You want to take this one or you want me to take it?
You can go ahead and start, yeah.
So the biggest problem actually comes back to the offense. Our offense is so bad.
Oh, so it's still.
It's the offense's problem because
Perfect.
we go
Good
3 and
to know.
out, we'll do 3 plays, and we'll just punt the ball. So the defense is on the field 80% of the time. So if our offense was, scoring and was on the field more, our defense wouldn't have to do that much work. So that's my answer. In order for our defense to get better, our offense has to get better because since you have their defense, they're still going to get sacks, they're still going to get interceptions, they're still going to get fumbles, but we're going to get scored on because we're on the field for so long.
Yeah.
Do you think their defense is stronger then, or do you just because they're on more of the time? Do you think their offense is good enough?
Our defense is really good, but I mean they just can't play 80% of the game. It's just impossible.
They go hand in
Tired.
hand.
You're
Defense
tired.
can't
Exactly.
do their job if offense is not
Doesn't.
putting through.
Right.
So it kind
No,
of.
that
Yeah.
tracks so hard. So they've got a bye week this week, but they've got a few games coming up that are very exciting. So what matchup are you guys most excited to see the rest of this season, I guess?
I'm most excited for Steelers versus the Browns.
Yeah.
We got to come back with that, give them a
Week
little
11.
revenge.
Yeah.
And who likes Ohio anyways? So
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
I heard Camden Maury go.
I hear him crying in there.
Yeah, I hear him too.
I can taste the tears from here.
Taste
The game I'm most excited for is honestly the Steelers-Ravens. We play them again. We play them the last week of the regular season.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and
Big
I think-
rivalry game.
I think it's going to be for the division. Whoever wins that game wins the division and makes the playoffs.
And do you
so
think the Steelers are going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was gonna say you're a Steelers fan. You have to say yes.
I was
You're
faking
legally
it.
obligated to say yes.
We're technically all Steelers fans right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
We're
Mom,
dripped
Don't
out.
forget what you're wearing.
These are
We're
not
dripped
Jared's
out.
jerseys.
No.
These are
They
not
are
Jared's.
not.
No,
at all.
everyone's
I
a
bought
Steelers
those.
fan.
Okay, speaking
Why
of
wouldn't you wanna
Steelers
be?
fans,
Yeah.
why should our viewers all be Steelers fans?
Because it's the greatest NFL team of all time. There is
Wow.
no
That's
better
true.
color
That's true.
combo than black and gold.
It's true.
Okay.
Or black and
Oh.
yellow.
We can't even debate on that
As
because
you
we
say,
all go to
since
UCF.
we
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead
Yeah.
and try.
Exactly.
You can't.
argue with it.
Black and
It's the
gold is
cleanest.
nice.
Their uniforms are so clean. I love watching them on the field. It's just, I love it.
Okay.
She's right. We're the best franchise of all time. We have 6 Super Bowl rings, which is the most. And with what Emily was trying to say, we're the most loyal fan base. We're the most because, like she said, 3 head coaches of all time, and Trey Palmalu
I'd
played his
say
whole year,
Yeah.
played his whole
consistency
career.
is a big
Consistency is
thing.
there.
Consistency. Everybody in Pittsburgh bleeds black and gold.
Oh, I know.
Or
Any
black and
Steelers
yellow.
fans I know that are from like up north, I'm like, okay, guys, relax. But I mean, you guys are crazy fans, and
I
it
don't know,
shows.
man.
It's a culture.
You got the
it's a whole
terrible towel
culture.
right here.
Yeah, I got the terrible towel. That's another
Oh.
excuse.
Oh my God.
The fans travel. Come on now. Stop playing with me.
Period.
Oh
So-
gosh. Well, thank you so much. That was so fun. I'm not a Steelers fan, but maybe some of you are now. And everybody, stick around because we're about to do some fun talking. Welcome back, guys. It's segment 2, and we are doing some girl talk. We are joined by Maddie and Eliana. Maddie, I feel like you're on every week now.
Like 3 weeks, I think.
Like in a
Not
row.
bad.
I love it.
Not bad.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's
thanks for having
consistent,
me.
just like the Steelers. Eliana, welcome back. We're glad to have you. Today we are doing some women's roundup in sports. So we're gonna go through a bunch of the big name sports. We're doing WNBA, National Women's Soccer League. We're gonna talk tennis. We're gonna talk gymnastics, and we're kind of just gonna give you
Some real girl talk.
some
real
recap.
girl talk.
So I want to start with probably the biggest piece of news that we're going to cover this week. We are in the WNBA playoffs, leading up to the finals.
It's the finals, yeah.
We're in the finals. It's the Aces versus the Liberty. Maddie has a lot to say. I feel like.
Yeah, well, the Aces are up 2-0.
Yeah.
One more game they need to win, and they will be back-to-back WNBA champions. And I think the big story is obviously Aja Wilson. She's the back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, and she's just dominating in the playoffs. She had another great game last night. She had her 4th double-double of the postseason, 26 points and 15 rebounds. And the Aces dominated last night. They won, I think, 104-76.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
Liberty, they've struggled on offense. Brianna Stewart, the MVP of the regular
Yeah.
season, has not been herself. Sabrina Ionescu isn't shooting well. It's just, the Aces are a dynasty, I would say.
Yeah.
They're going to win back-to-back, I say, probably sweep. They haven't lost a game in the postseason yet, so they're undefeated and looking for that perfect season.
I feel like, obviously, I hate to say it, obviously I feel like the Aces are going to win.
Yeah.
But I do want to note how impressive it is that the Liberty is going up such an aggressive team, not aggressive, but such a competitive team with such a good.
Yeah. I mean, they still have a chance. They're going back to Barclays Center, and the Aces actually lost by like 39 points in the regular season against the Liberty. So they have a chance definitely if they get that home crowd advantage, and Breanna Stewart, has a good game. She was tough last night. She was like minus 27, had like 13 points, shot 16% from 3. But, she can bounce back. Great shooters, great players. They can bounce back. It only takes one game.
Yeah, it only takes one game.
It just takes one game.
But it's an elimination game now, so they really got to lock in.
They really do got to bounce back if they are going to bounce back.
Yeah. All right, Eliana, who you got? Aces or Liberty?
I mean, based on the expert Maddie herself, you kind of got to go with the Aces.
Are we all taking the Aces?
I think everyone agrees with Maddie. Maddie's the NBA expert here.
Yeah, I trust Maddie.
The Aces are winning the WNBA Finals. You heard it here first.
They have a GOAT candidate, A'ja Wilson. She could be the next greatest of all time.
She can be, is.
Oh, okay. It's a little early, but sure.
No. It's happening.
Okay.
All right, we're moving on to women's soccer. We're hitting National Women's Soccer League. I'm really excited about this because I don't know if you guys have been following, but women's soccer has been getting a lot more competitive. As of recently, they have been approved to expand yet again, and by 2026, they're going to have 15 teams in the National Women's Soccer League. Now, I know that doesn't seem too crazy if you're looking at something like the Premier League, who is...
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. And this is huge. Bay Area, California, and Boston are both getting teams.
And those are great sports cities, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be really awesome for the hype. I mean, even thinking, Boston, what's in Boston? The Celtics, you got the Red Sox,
a bunch of
Bruins.
big teams.
A bunch of big
With
teams.
It's probably one of the best sports cities in the world.
100%,
And the
yeah.
Bay Area just has just as much passionate fans, and they have a really good fan base that supports women's sports a lot, especially in college. So.
And I think this is going to be great because I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but, with this more competitive schedule, with their more competitive, matchups that they're going against, I think they're finally going to start getting some more attention to the off the field care.
Yeah.
Just because it's now we're getting these bigger cities that are sports oriented, and they're going to be like, okay, cool. Here's another team. Let's give them our support.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting because
Yeah.
people are starting to take women's sports more seriously because of the attention, the audience, the merchandise sales, just everything has been taking off for women's sports, and everyone is noticing that, and they think, okay, time to expand and take it more seriously, and I'm excited to see that.
And speaking of expansions, I saw this personally because I was in Kansas City last month, but they're making the first women's professional sports stadium in the world in Kansas City.
That's exciting.
And it's going to be a soccer stadium. So
Field
speaking of
trip.
expansions and bigger cities, it's huge. It's big, it's huge. That's huge. So I think it'll be really exciting, with the expansions of these teams, but also this new stadium. It looks pretty cool. It overlooks the river, the Missouri River. So I think that'll be pretty cool. But it's a good step for women's sports and for soccer, obviously, as a whole.
Not going to ruin my top 5, but the WNBA also has an expansion coming. They're just, it's left and right, these expansions are.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch too much on it.
Speaking of expanding and making things new, we're talking volleyball. So we've talked college volleyball kind of a bit here on Girl Talk.
Oh, yeah.
But now we're going to get to start following some professional volleyball coming in November of 2024. So it's not this year, but next year. League One Volleyball. Basically, a bunch of celebrities have started being like, yeah, I'm going to fund a pro volleyball team. And so in 2024, they're going to have 6 teams. Like we said, it all starts somewhere. It's exciting to be on the opening end of it and seeing oh my gosh, where is this going to go? Especially after Nebraska setting the big record of, people in attendance for a sporting event.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of the things that's interesting is 2 of the teams are going to be in Madison, Wisconsin, which is the Wisconsin Badgers volleyball team is the number 1 team in the country right now, and Omaha, Nebraska, which they're the number 2 team in the country right now. So they're already going to states that love volleyball.
That love volleyball
so,
and have that volleyball hype.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Volleyball's, I mean, it's a super fun sport to watch. I mean,
Oh, it totally
you guys
is.
know. You guys just
Yeah,
watched,
we were
they
just
just worked the
there.
volleyball
It's
game
so
yesterday.
it's so like
Yeah.
action filled. There's always something going on, and like just impressive. Like when you get in those long rallies, like it's so crazy what
It's
they do.
so, yeah, I love it. It's so fast paced. I saw a TikTok and it was like the longest volleyball rally. and
saw
it was like
that, yeah.
3 minutes, and I was like,
Oh my
wow,
gosh.
I would have dropped the ball.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and they already have like I was reading about League One volleyball. They already have like a lot of like Olympic, not gymnasts, sorry, volleyball players that have won gold that are going to play in the league, and big name investors like Amy Schumer, Jason Tatum, Lindsey Vonn, and Kevin Durant. So it's gonna be fun, I think.
It's really exciting that we are like here for all this to start. Like, you know, we were here for the first iPhone. Now we're going to be here for the first pro volleyball league. Like this is fun stuff that we're going to be around
No,
for.
it's so
and we'll
cool.
remember this is history in the making.
Okay, I want to move forward and quickly about tennis. Coco Gauff, she won the U.S. Open. She's 19 years old. She's the name that everybody needs to know if you're watching tennis, if you want to keep up with tennis. But she is out for a little bit with a shoulder injury. And honestly, I think this is going to be good for her because I think she needs a break. She deserves a break. And I think it'll be good for her physical health, also her mental health. And I'm excited to see her when she comes back.
She's only 19. Like, she needs a
You
break.
don't even think about like she's younger than me, and I'm 19. Like she's 19, but I remember when I was watching her and she won that, my dad was like, Eliana, like, you're sitting here on the couch and she just won the U.S. Open.
You're sitting here on the couch
yeah.
and she's playing tennis.
I know, but it's crazy because she's so young and you don't think that kind of stuff gets to like your head because you're like, oh, you think about it, you're like, that
Like,
would
I'm
get
young,
to me
I'm
too.
healthy.
That would get to me too. Like I like fail a test and I
Having
get
all the
like I
attention.
It's so
spiral.
much
You
pressure,
can't imagine
yeah.
that sort of pressure.
It's like being a
someone
like
that
child
young.
celebrity.
It
Yeah.
is.
Like it's a lot. But I mean, good for her. I mean, she's amazing, and she did win that U.S. Open.
I think it's good for her that she's taking that break
Yeah.
because you know
she's
I
like the
think she
next
needs it.
Serena Williams.
Literally. All right, really quickly, last thing we're going to talk about, gymnastics. Some big names for you. Mary Lou Retton. She's in the ICU for pneumonia right now. It's really serious. We feel really bad for her. But she is known for being the first American woman to win the Olympian all-around title. And when she was, speaking of young ages, she was 16 years old when she won her first gold medal. And I think that really set up Simone Biles, who is taking the name of gymnastics and revamping it, making herself probably the greatest Olympian.
I feel like if you know
One of
gymnastics,
the maybe the
accolades- her
greatest
accolades are
athlete of all
crazy.
time.
Yeah.
She's now the most decorated gymnast ever. It's not even close. 34 medals, 37 medals,
37 medals.
in total. And hopefully we see her in the 2024 Olympics if she's feeling up to it.
Yeah. Women's sports, when they do it good, they do it competitive, and they do it all the time. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you had so much fun. I had a lot of fun. And don't go anywhere because Lexi's going to give you her top 5.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you didn't miss me too much, but good thing you're here because I'm coming at you with the top 5 moments in sports that happened this past week. And to get right into it, coming in at number 1, Megan Rapinoe is retiring from her soccer career. She announced back in July that she would retire from professional soccer at the end of the season. She played her last home game in Seattle on October 6th, and that ended in a scoreless draw. This game was huge because this crowd of 34,000 people broke the National Women's Soccer League attendance record due to everyone coming out to support Megan in her final home game ever. And not only did this game have the highest attendance record, but it was also the most watched regular season match in women's soccer history. During her history-making career, Megan scored over 60 goals and made 70 assists throughout the game she played. She also won 2 World Cups, gold and bronze Olympic medals, and the FIFA Women's World Cup Golden Ball and Golden Boot. And not only did she make a big impact on the field, but she also contributed a lot of stuff off the field. She helped lead the fight for gender equality and fought in the landmark deal that now sees the U.S. men's and women's national teams receiving the same pay and treatment. After her final game, her teammates and coach spoke about what Megan meant to them personally and to the sport. "It's really hard for me because I'm losing just an idol," midfielder Lindsey Horn said. Head coach Laura Harvey talks about how Megan was also a voice for the voiceless with the impactful work she did on and off the field. She was always willing to put herself in front of all the bullets to try to be better for the club, Harvey said. Next up, Kevin Kiptum breaks the marathon world record with his Chicago win. After Kelvin smashed the London Marathon course record this year, he was determined to make magic happen in the Windy City. He beat Benson Kiprupto's previous record by more than 30 seconds. Kelvin said he originally wasn't targeting a record break, but in the final stretch, he knew it was in with reach, so he dug deep and he finished the marathon in 2 hours and 35 seconds on October 8th. This was Kelvin's first Bank of America Chicago Marathon, but not only did he beat the all-time record, he was also almost the first man to break the 2-hour barrier in a record-eligible race. Kelvin said in the future, "I know I can run 2 hours or something like that after this race on Sunday." There are plenty of other big races for him to win coming up. Kelvin said he's dreaming of the Paris Olympics, and if he makes it, he is going to do everything he can to win a medal. Coming in at number 3, the Golden State Warriors granted a WNBA expansion franchise to begin in 2025. The WNBA fans have been wanting this expansion for a while, and it's finally here. The league will add a 13th team to the Bay Area, and Kathy Elgenbert confirmed in the news conference the league's goal is to have 14 teams by the 2025 season. But not only will this expansion open up more roster spots, but it will also reestablish the WNBA as a whole. The new team will likely be called Golden State, although its official name and mascot are still to be determined. And why is the WNBA expanding now? Well, women's sports are generally taking off. Viewership, attendance, and merchandise sales are all going in the right direction. And to simply put it, the league is ready now, said Joe LaCobe, Warrior Executive Chairman and CEO. And next up, the Texas Rangers swept the Baltimore Orioles. The AL East champion Orioles, who won a league-high 101 games, were the only team in baseball to not get swept in a series during the regular season, but are now done after a sweep at the most inconvenient time. The Orioles are the second team in the MLB history to go on a non-shortened regular season without being swept, and then they got swept in the postseason. The Rangers won 7-1, and it's their 5th straight victory this October. They are now only 8 away from the franchise's first championship. This was unexpected from the Rangers, with them being a wild card team. Orioles shortstop Gunnar Henderson said he feels like this was a great development year, and it was just not how he wanted it to end, but we got the taste of playoff baseball, and I'm looking forward to continuing that. The Rangers will be up against the Houston Astros on Sunday, October 15th, for their first League Championship Series game. And lastly, this is my favorite, 18-year-old Connor Bedard makes his NHL debut. On October 10th, he lived up to the lofty expectations surrounding his debut and helped the Chicago Blackhawks win against the Pittsburgh Penguins. In his last year of being in the Western Hockey League, he scored 71 goals. This was the most by a player in the WHL in the last 24 years. As a result, Bedard became the first Canadian Hockey League's history to sweep Player of the Year, Top Prospect, and Top Scorer awards. No player has won all 3 of these since the Top Scorer award was introduced in 1994. The head coach of the Blackhawks said he just wants to play and do well, and he's not afraid to use his talent. Just last night, Connor scored his first career NHL goal against the Boston Bruins, and this was just his second game. He scored off his own rebound, which was beautiful, bringing the Blackhawks to a lead at the start of the game. Although the Blackhawks lost, it was still a monumental moment for Bedard in his NHL career, and I can't wait to see how far he goes in his hockey career being only 18 years old. And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode, and I will see you guys next week. My name is Lexi Zello. See you next time.